We got stuck behind a lot of slower cars, you know, Porsches and Ferraris. It's a bunch of kids screaming in a golf cart going through the tunnel. That's hilarious. BFG? I don't want to show them. Screw BFG tires. Hoosier is better. Yeah, don't beep at me. You suck. This is too much information. What do I care? I'm not even wearing shoes. What's up, people? We are at Road America for the WeatherTech International Challenge with Brian Redman. And I'm proud of myself for being able to say that in one take. Anyway, I want to show you the paddock. We're just having a great time. The car was out today. I'm going to come back with more videos about being on track, whatever's going on, good things, bad things, whatever, but come on. And I'm not even wearing shoes. What a great paddock. I'm going total James Hunt today. Although my wife's home, so breakfast sucks. Anyway. And by the way, for the people watching that don't know James Hunt, I meant the breakfast sucks here if I'm being like James Hunt, not that the breakfast sucks at home with my wife. Okay, I just had to clear that up. Look it up. Come on, let's go. All right, so we're out on track twice today. The first outing was awesome. It was in the morning. It was warm enough that there's a little bit of track temp, but cool enough it was making good horsepower and I wasn't just like melting to death, which was nice. And despite being the first time out, we were only here once last year, and frankly, I didn't prepare well enough for this with a simulator or anything like that. We were a second and a half faster on our first outing than any of our fastest lap last year, which is awesome. And I think that goes to show for the preparation with Genius Garage that we did at Mid-Ohio on the setup changes and just getting ready and being good to go and get out there. It also helped. There were a lot of good cars out there. The first time out, we were a little farther down, like up in the false grid, so they're faster cars. So just kind of got going. The flows real good. The second time out, though, and I want to show you guys some stuff, wasn't as good. It was hot. It was kind of nasty. It wasn't that bad. It's actually really cool this weekend. But we got later to the false grid, and when you're qualifying, you just go in terms of your lineup. And so we got stuck behind a lot of slower cars, you know, Porsches and Ferraris. But no, really, they're slower. And that kind of makes it so you can't have a clean lap and go real fast. Also, I noticed I was getting a lot of kickback on the brake pedal, on the brake pads. So I was having to pump it a lot with my left foot brake. That was throwing it off. But to get the opportunity to work on some corners, and if you just look over here, this is the Big Shadow Reunion, which are amazing cars of Can-Am, Formula 5000, and Formula 1. I mean, look at these nasty things. 1,000 horsepower. Awesome. Just nasty, right? And over here, on the other side, I don't know if you can see it with the sun, but this is the guys for the Concours. Now, typically, all the cars in the Concours would line up and get a police escort down to the beautiful little resort town of Elkhart Lake. But this year, apparently, the people at Elkhart Lake is like, no, we can't have race cars and too many people. So the race cars don't get to go down there, and they're gonna have their Concours here, but now all the racing guys are boycotting going downtown because the downtown's still closed off their streets and has a bunch of bands anyway, but there's no race cars, so that kind of ruined that. But it's still a lot of fun, and I'm still gonna support downtown Elkhart Lake because I think it's a wonderful town. All right, so enough of that malarkey. Let's see what's going on. So, the two Camerons are doing an awesome job. Come in here, let's look at the rear end of the Corvette. So I'm gonna dive in here. I think you can see this is a solid rear axle. It's got the big wide 5 hubs, which is kind of neat because the hub is so big, you don't really have a center of your wheel. Where's our wheels? You can see right there. I mean, there's no wheel in there. It's like a 3-piece wheel without the third piece, because the third piece is your hub, which is kind of neat. They're not as good for brake ventilation, but it was an old 80s stock car road racing thing, and it works fine for us. But this is a 3-link rear with a Watts linkage. You can see the lower big link. And of course, the third link is up here, up at the top. Just a massive rear end with a quick change gear set in the back. And then of course, here's your Watts linkage, which locates your rear end laterally. A little bit of play in it, just kind of the way it is. But what we found when we were looking at it, you grab this thing and pull it, there's a little bit of play in the bearings. And when you really lean on this hard in the transitions, the whole hub, along with the brake rotor, was going left to right in relation to where the brake caliper was mounted. And every time it was doing that, it was pushing your brake pads back and forth. And you get to hit the brake pedal, and you got to push it a long way before they engage, because you're pushing the pads back. So to remedy it, and this isn't much different than the truck we worked on, no. our dually truck, you take off these Allen bolts. Of course, you got to take the safety wire off, and this is your drive flange. In this flange are some splines, and your axle that goes to the differential goes into the splines of this gold piece, which obviously spins it and is connected to the hub here, which is connected to the rotor and your wheel. So you simply take this off, and we just had to push back the locking tab for your big nut that's specialized take out the slop of the bearing. I know it seems really simple, but I'm glad we found it.
Yeah.
So what else have you guys been working on and seeing with this that has either surprised you or we had to do that maybe didn't come up in testing in Mid-Ohio?
The ball joints.
Yeah, the ball joint was definitely a big one.
Oh, yes.
What was initially noted in the tech inspection.
Yeah, helpful.
And what, they noticed it, the play in the wheel.
Yeah.
And, at first you're thinking maybe like a loose wheel bearing of some kind.
Yeah, truthfully, we missed something that I'm kind of mad at myself for. And you wouldn't see this when it was sitting on scales unless you really hoss on it, and the car drove pretty well, and the tires are pretty darn forgiving. But the nut that holds on the conical part of the ball joint has actually become loose enough that it created a little bit of play. And had we kept that there, it would have wallowed it out.
Yeah.
And doing that also and scrutinizing it, we did notice there was a little bit of wear on our lower ball joints.
Yep.
Which is not super perceivable. You're not going to see it on a setup, but we noticed it after scrutinizing it. So fortunately, we don't have spares. We think they're good enough to run the weekend.
Yeah.
But that's obviously something we're going to change.
Yeah.
What else you got?
I mean, the ball joints was built one big one. And then, when you first noticed, issues with the braking, we went and bled the front brakes.
Yeah, we did do that.
Was,
and we checked the front bearings as well.
Yeah, and then we did check the front bearings. And we did tighten those up a little bit as well because they were a little.
We also greased the Watts linkage after scrutinizing the ball joints.
Yeah.
Just to be sure. Well, and this sort of things happen, but obviously we're being good. We went to testing. We're on it. You don't want to find these things before you go to a race. Fortunately, they were small, but it's a learning lesson, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's happened to everybody. I don't care who you are.
Yep.
Get over yourself. It's annoying, though. But how's the car right now in your guys' opinion?
Right now, I know I'm excited to see how this is running. We have probably an issue that we thought was causing, was the cause of other issues,
Right.
We finally have, a fairly big issue fixed, and we got the ball joint fixed as well. So I'm excited to see how this is going to run. I don't know if you told them about our
I mentioned it. First outing was really good.
Yeah. I think we did a full second quicker than.
Yeah, for a car that's from the late '80s, running 2 minutes and 18 seconds around here without a cheater motor. So that's pretty good. Not bad.
So.
This car is peak. This is the best setup we've ever had on this car to this day.
So far. Well, hey, anytime you can make all the Ferraris and Porsches and isn't there like a Nismo, like Nissan GTR out there or something?
Yeah,
when you can make them be rolling roadblocks.
Yep.
It's not so bad.
I actually got a good video of you flying by a Ferrari from up on the tower.
It's not that hard to do.
Yeah,
I wish it was a little harder.
Pretty nice.
We're gonna be kicking ass and taking names.
This guy started the smack talking early last night. He's like, "We're gonna get him. You were. We won't go into that. You were.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm like, come on, just let it ride. You just gotta get there. You gotta do your thing.
I'm confident.
Do well, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. It's like a Doris Day song.
I'm confident, and I just know it's going to happen.
What's going to happen? What's going to happen?
That we're going to kick ass and take names. That's what's going to happen.
I like to do that. But you also have to realize that the day we got here and loaded up in testing, they life flighted a guy out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
sucks for him.
His day didn't go well. Well,
He's doing well.
Let's make sure nothing breaks. Trying to easy with the.
Look,
this guy's making me nervous.
He's got balls.
Yeah, I've got 3, but that's beside the point, okay? We have to do a safe job and do it well and professionally. Got it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Balls don't mean as much as you think. This is getting weird.
This is
Getting weird.
It's been a long.
I was going to ask him how excited he is. He's too excited. I don't know what to tell you. You're really excited.
Yeah.
What do you like best about here?
It's just. This is the pure American experience.
That is accurate. It is.
Yeah.
I mean, look, gorgeous. Look at this gorgeous countryside. I hope you can see it with the sunset. I mean, it's beautiful. Look over here. I mean, Wisconsin is gorgeous. It's, what was it, 65, 70 degrees in the evenings?
Yeah.
It was 80 something, hit 90, whatever. It was a pretty nice weekend. I mean, I'm walking around in the paddock with my bare feet. Oh, it's not professional, Casey. You're not a professional. Get over yourself. This is great. This is great. And the car's doing well. The guys are doing well. Everybody's growing together as a team. Obviously doing a great job with that. And I mean, there's Formula One cars out running out here. We got V10 cars in the V10 era. There's a Jordan, there's a Benetton.
Yeah.
I think there's like an Alpha something, or I don't know if it's F1 or GP2, but it's rocking out.
Oh, yeah.
There's just so many good groups. Every car that you've ever loved is here. Not to mention the stuff just driving around.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
What cars have you seen just driving around? People's street cars?
Street cars. Well, now I can't think of anything cool. Thanks for
Well, there was
putting me
that
on the spot.
overly expensive
I mean, there was that
Porsche
one
9
PT
something
Cruiser.
Weissach,
There was that
whatever.
PT Cruiser.
Was that a
earlier.
918 Weissach that just drove by?
There was that. Yeah, I didn't see that, but I heard about
We've been
that.
seeing Ferraris.
Oh, yeah.
We've been seeing cammed out Camaros. We've been seeing Mercedes.
Ooh, we saw a Mustang done up like Eleanor, but don't tell it, or Denise Kulwicki or whatever will come get ya. Whoa. We told that guy to go hide.
We've been
There's
seeing
some super nice
Vipers all
minis
day.
too. There's a lot of there's a few nice minis out
There's
here.
everything.
I mean, really everything.
And there's people with every kind of taste and fun to meet, right?
Yeah, how many different Viper guys have just come up and checked out?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah. There's tons of Viper. Look at this Vec going by. What is this? 65? 66? It's awesome. It's awesome. But yeah.
And they got the 2 C8 Corvettes parked up over there.
Oh yeah. Come
And
here. Let's
for-
walk over here.
And for like every one person that went and visited the C8, at least 10 people would come over and check out the Lykan.
Yeah, that's actually accurate. We got kind of the best paddock space, so because everybody paddocks way up there where it's just hot and asphalt and bleh, whatever. So we got, because our trailer's kind of big, we got stuck over here in the grass, which is awesome. But check this out, we're on a hillside, so we decided to just paddock our cars in the grass because it's nicer and just go into full flex mode, right?
Oh yeah,
But then,
so
yeah.
as soon as you're coming through the tunnel there behind you, the first thing that you see up on your left is the Lykan, the Viper, and the Corvette.
Yeah, and they look good in primary colors. But the Lykan's kind of cool because the people that see it, older people, they have no idea what it is, and it's funky and cool because the doors open weird. But then it's interesting because the younger people and the kids, they know what it is, and they freak out, right? Either way, it's just amazing amount of people. I mean, it's just all day. Yeah, and this is the end of the day, so it's getting pretty chill. The race cars left. Everybody's going away. We're looking forward to going to town. Yeah? But it's just, I gotta tell you guys, like, for all you who watch my channel, seen some VinWiki stories, there's definitely a group in vintage racing that kind of makes a bad name for vintage racing. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But this is a standalone event at Road America. It's been going on forever. If you guys remember my VinWiki story, which I hate to even say the title, was titled, Did My Race Car Give Me an STD? Spoiler alert, it was a urinary tract infection. It had nothing to do with my accompaniment and company that weekend. Anyway, it was a good story.
Yeah.
Same event, lots of fun. But I think this is my new favorite track in America and my new favorite event because it doesn't get any better American than this. Like, just so many amazing cars from all around the world, people competing. It's always colorful. We're throwing a football over here. Everybody's driving cool cars and checking them out. And you make new friends. It doesn't get better than this.
on that semi right there.
BFG? I don't want to show them. Screw BFG tires. Hoosier is better. Yeah, don't beep at me. You suck.
That was perfect timing. That was perfect.
I don't know if they're going to hear that.
Screw BFG.
Hoosier is better. All right, anyway.
Today's been great.
But, what I did learn from VinWiki writing to that, right, the UTI, here's the key. You got to hang your driver's suit inside out, which is hilarious because then other people have to smell it, and that's terrible. But it dries it out, so you don't have a horrible time. This is too much information. What do I care? I'm not even wearing shoes. All right, well, what else should we show them?
I like it.
Oh, yeah, people like the Lykan. You want to see the Lykan? You guys have seen it. Oh, this was fun. So we didn't count the correct amount of students that we actually had, and so we all arrived at my place at like, what was it, 5 in the morning?
Yep.
And we left with the trailer from there, and suddenly everybody goes to jump in 2 cars in the truck, and I'm like, you guys, we're overloaded, we got too many people. So I gave 2 of the students who had worked the hardest, I'm like, I just gave them the keys to the Viper. So 2 of the guys got to drive my Viper from Ohio to Wisconsin. That was pretty fun. So we're having a good time. I brought my bike, and it's just really fun just to hop on your bike and just bomb around through the grass and around the pits and just get things. It's just fun. Like, I feel like this is the last environment. Do you know what I mean? Where you can just go be yourself, and just build cool cars and drive fast and have fun. It's great. So the Lykan, it's kind of fun showing it like this. And normally this would be super cringe for me because the body's all beat up and it's just initially finished. We haven't even finished the interior, like none of the fit and finish is done. But it makes a good story, and there's a lot of people and a lot of fans that have come out to see it, and that's exciting. But when they see that it's beat up and they initially find out it was a Fast and Furious stunt car, it tells the story so much better, and then people get into it. So I think I'm really glad we brought it. And I mean, you guys are having fun. Tyler's losing his mind bombing around in it.
Oh yeah.
It's been good.
Everywhere, because we drove the Lykan around Road America yesterday. Everywhere that we went, people would just be breaking their necks looking back at it.
You say it kind of cocky, but he's right. Like, it's funny because we're driving by, you know, like vintage, purpose-built Ferrari race cars, legitimate Formula One, GT, Le Mans cars. The guys have gajillion-dollar trailers everywhere, and it is priceless. They're reacting. I don't know if it's like, what is that? And then other people are like, who would bring a $3.5 million hypercar here? Which is actually kind of funny because that's not the most expensive car here by a long shot.
Someone crashed a Formula One car, more expensive.
Yeah, that happens. Wait, today? No, the Formula car they wrecked was less money. But there are other cars here worth more that people are racing, which is exciting because that says to me, and I beat up a lot on price inflation with cars and classic cars because I hate it and it ruins things. But the guys that actually can have a car that's really valuable, that have the balls to just go drive it because they know it's just a car and you can fix it, that's pretty cool. So when you come to an event like this at Road America and people are driving awesome stuff, makes you feel good.
Yeah.
You know? There's also the it's a bunch of kids screaming in a golf cart going through the tunnel. That's hilarious. I don't think you guys can hear it. There's also the Mazda, what is it, the MX-5 Cup going on?
Yep.
I learned a bunch about that. Craziest racing I've ever seen. I've actually never in my life seen racing as close as that. Have you guys ever seen that?
The MX-5 Cup.
It's kind of nuts.
Yeah, it's properly.
So like,
the MX-5 stuff was properly nuts. I mean, in both races, it was like the same 4 or 5 guys just battling for the lead.
dude, it's more than that. Like,
oh yeah, I mean,
10 laps in, they're bumper to tail in this like 1 or 2 packs.
oh yeah,
It's nuts.
It's crazy to see. It was really exciting.
It's entertaining. It's entertaining, and for a racing series, you know, to go out there, it's reasonably priced. Of course, racing is expensive, no less.
Yeah,
but
the Mazda Cup guys, they're saying that it was like $80,000 for the car, and like maybe like $200,000.
It's all built and
for the
prepared,
year. Yeah.
And it's like homologated, so you can run it everywhere else. And they're pretty cool. I don't know if I would do it, but they're pretty darn cool. They've got sequential shifters in it with flat shift, so you don't have to. I don't think you have to clutch the up or down shift. You just rip it. They're just flat shifting it. Yeah. Which is neat. And what they figured out how to do with Mazda in this class is, I've never seen a more equal playing field, which makes it really interesting. Like, you guys know me, I like really rough and tumble ridiculous cars, but it's fascinating to see this group. So anyway, that's about all I got for now. I want to get dinner and go back into town. What do you guys want to do?
Exactly that.
Yeah, there's a beach, a little beach on a beautiful lake, and ice cream. And there's a beach chair that has my name on it. Shoes are for suckers! See you guys later. I'm out of here.
Everybody that has a foot fetish just...
Hey, shut up about the foot fetish.